all day long. And I mean all day long. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to We Can Fix It, to where if we work together we can fix just about anything, I think. Today on We Can Fix It, well, we're working on my 1987 S10 Blazer. The Blazer had a little issue. The alternator bracket broke. There's the other side. Apparently, that is pretty common on these things. I didn't know that. And I have taken pretty much all of the top end of the motor apart so far. I know I hadn't brought you guys along on it, but it was so frustrating that it happened that I went on ahead and done it anyway. The Blazer's kind of in a bad situation right now. So the alternator brackets broke. So we were taking the alternator off and found out the alternator squeaks. So that needs to be replaced. The tensioner, which I will show on a picture, it was locking up, so that's probably what happened here. Was it maybe the bearings in it locked up and screwed it up. So anyway, so we get this off, we get the alternator off, and then we find out that there are bolts that are broke off into the head. So that's nice. So now we have to take the head off. So the head comes off, and the throttle body actually wasn't working 100%. So I went on ahead and I took the throttle body off, and I'm going to be rebuilding it. So it was literally a nightmare to get this stuff apart. The manifolds didn't want to break loose. I have the rockers right there and the lifters lined up as they came off to put them back on properly. This motor is just, every single thing I did, something went wrong. So I don't know. I took off the AC compressor, and the AC compressor was overfilled with Freon, so that was bad. So that would probably contribute to the overheating when you try to turn on the AC. Yeah, it is not good. Not good at all. Next, I've got to clean up all of this stuff before I put it back on. And I really don't want to clean it. That distributor is new though. See, I put a brand new distributor on it. Believe it or not, that's the only thing I've ever put on this vehicle aside from tires. I rebuilt the front end, but I mean motor-wise, the distributor was bad. I replaced the distributor and been driving it for, I don't know, 8 years, maybe 10. Been a while. Well, I've got to pull the lifters out and just double check the lifters, make sure they're clean and all that good stuff. I'm done with the driver's side sanding. I'm not going to sand a whole lot. I'm going to make sure it's all good and level. That's not. I'm going to come back and hit that again. Hit that again. Just run your hand up through here. Make sure everything feels level. No high spots. Okay, it's all part of learning and doing. It's the first time I've had to mess with one of these with the distributor separate from the intake. I still think I'm gonna have to take the intake and take the distributor back out and put the intake on. But we'll see. I got this head on. All the bolts just hand tight until they seat onto the head, and then I'm gonna do it in 2 stages. We'll torque them down the first setting, and then we'll torque them down the second. I don't have the settings with me, so I'll let you know when now that the head is on and torqued right now, actually. And if if you want to know the torque sequence I used, which was down here in the back, was 1, 2, then I went 3, 4, then I went 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and I did the same thing on the other side. I drizzled some oil over the lifters because I cleaned them. That way they're oiled. I cleaned up the push rods. They don't need to be perfect. They just need to be pretty much clean and able to see through. And they don't need to be bent, so you have to look at them, make sure they're not bent. And when you take them out, you got to make sure to put them back right. So this has got a groove on it right here. It shows that it was wearing on this bar right here, just like that. So it has to go right back in the same spot it came out of. Here's something I want to show you that nobody else really talks about. So if you take your wrench and you seat it all the way down in there and you get it in a bind, you can't pick up on it. You see? I can't pick up on that. So when you're tightening these, don't seat it all the way into the hole. Some sockets will allow you to push past the mounting surface and just press it down. And we don't want to do that. We want to have it right. Too much. So now we can lock it in place. And that's it. So, you see this? That's silicone. If you rebuild a motor, make sure that you get all of the silicone and anything else stuck to the push rod off of it. Stuff like this that's caked on, it's okay to be there as long as it's not in anything that's important. Like if it's on the bottom down here, you want to get it off of the bottom. Same thing with the top. and just clean it the best you can. And that's pretty much it for this. And when you inspect the rockers, just kind of take a good look at them. You have this little seat that's with it right here. You have a little pinhole right here for oil to flow through. Make sure you check that. Anything on the vehicle when you take it off, you need to check it when you take it off, and you need to check it when you put it back on, just to make sure that absolutely nothing is wrong with it, because you don't want a bent rod going back in. It'll cause a skip, and you won't know where it came from. Just like this, if this right here is clogged, there's no oil coming through the rocker and getting on the motor. So if you take it apart, check it when you take it apart, and check it when you put it back together. Real simple tip. Well, my hair is in a mess, and I've been working this entire time like crazy, trying to get this Blazer back on again. I know I complain a lot about a shed, but God, it would make it a whole lot more easier. So, yeah, I'm working out in 100-degree weather to fix this thing so that way we have it to drive. So in the next episode, we're gonna skip by everything. We're gonna go back into the Blazer for the next episode, because right now, it is priority to fix it. So, next week we will be back on the Blazer, and then we'll pick back up on the Batmobile, because I can't do nothing to that car until I get this Blazer fixed. So, it sucks. It really does. But, I'm spending probably $500 to fix this truck. And that's it. I mean, I could go out and buy a brand new vehicle if I wanted to, but what's the fun in that? Plus, it also keeps me active and doing stuff, I guess. But I'm telling you, it was a nightmare. Finding everything that was bad. You pull a part off and you're like, well, I can reuse. No, I can't reuse that. You pull something else off and you're like, what? Isn't there supposed to be a bolt there? Yes, there is. And it's broke. So, it's all up, kind of an uphill battle continuously when you put something back together to make sure it goes back together and you don't break anything and you have everything repaired when you put it back together. It's hard. It really is. And that's the whole point of We Can Fix It, is I want to show you the good and the bad. And right now, pretty dang bad. Can't get much worse than having to tear a motor half apart so you can fix somebody else that didn't know what they were doing. The motor didn't have no gaskets for the manifolds. They were just bolted together. And then they broke half the bolts. I'd like to meet them. Yes. We need to have a chat. I don't think they knew what they were doing. That's just between us. I just want to confirm it. Open-handedly confirm it. Yeah. Because it was a nightmare. But regardless, I'm going to fix it. And we're going to start driving it again. And I'm going to bring you guys along with me. Whoever's watching. I'm going to try to edit this out so that way it's interesting. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff to learn. If you don't know how to rebuild the throttle bodies, guess what? We're doing that too. So just stay tuned till We Can Fix It. To where if we work together, we might just get through this.